What is up, guys? It's your boy Nick Torius, back again with another video. I said I'm back in with another video. And today I'm gonna be talking about eat the rich. Right? So smash the like button, comment below what you think, subscribe if you're new, let's get into it. So I always hear this from a lot of people, right? People be like, oh my god, rich people have so much money, they're always hoarding their money, right? And it's like, all right. Because I was making another video, right, and it kind of like thinking about it kind of gets my goat, right? Because people like, I feel like more people should understand how the economy works, and maybe I'm brainwashed, right? Maybe I'm just seeing like, oh, you know what, you're just a capitalist pig, right? And it's funny because that's always what I wanted to be, right? All my life, I always wanted to be a capitalist pig, like a big corporate fat cat, right? That's what I strive for in life. And it's funny because, you know, it's funny because like I'm very opposite of my brother, right? Like my brother, he's very much like, he says eat the rich, right? He's like, rich people like Jeff, but he don't like Jeff Bezos. And I don't mean to put my family's business out there, right? But this is a great example. It's like I love the duality, right? I love how opposite we are. Like I love being opposite of my brother. It's great. It's because it makes it fun to debate him, right? It's a fun thing to do. To just be like, oh look, this is what I know, and then he's like, this is what I know. It's like, bro, you're not convincing nobody. I'm not convinced. I'm not convincing you. Well, what I think my Republican views, right? I'm not really Republican, but I'm not really like anything, right? I don't give a fuck about politics, right? Like I always say. But yeah, eat the rich, right? Go poor people, right? Damn, goddamn, little shawty fine as hell, boy. Little shawty fine as hell, boy. That was rubbernecking as fuck. I think I ran the lake, but I don't know. Fuck. Damn, that bitch was bad, bro. Fuck. She was like a butterfreeze. But whatever. So, my whole thing, right? Like when people say like that rich people, they just like hoard their money. To me, it's because they're not. Like, I feel like spiritual people understand success and money a lot more than like non-spiritual people, right? Like people that believe in science and shit. Because what I've noticed is that people that are like mostly into science, like that are people with like very much victim mentalities, right? That they have victim complexes. Like, oh my god, look what happened to me. Look what someone did to me. Oh my goodness. So, like they just want attention, right? Like they feel like it's it's funny because I was reading this. I was watching this TikTok, right? And homeboy was like, it's like, 2 weeks without pussy, and he's like, oh wow, my phone has been real dry lately, right? And it's like 1 month without pussy, and he's like, hey guys, you know, I'm a real nice guy over here, and it's like 3 months without pussy, and he's like, oh, my pronouns are he, his, right? And he's like, you know, like he's like the world is such a horrible place, right? Like, we need to change the world, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, a year without pussy. And he's like, he's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. He's like more of an activist. He's like, everyone should be an activist, right? And it's like 3 years without pussy, and he's like, my pronouns are hers/they, and he's like, he basically turns into a girl, like one of those SJW girls. And it's funny because you know, I kind of see the correlation, right? Because to me, I don't see myself as a victim of anything, right? I do see myself as a victim, right? But now I'm changing my life in order to, like, yeah, that shit happened to me, but I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna just, you know, live my life regularly. You feel me? Like, I'm gonna live my life, do what I gotta do, right? Like, all the shit that happened in my past has nothing to do with me. Now I'm gonna just do my own thing, right? The way that goes is I noticed how a lot of people that have victim mentalities, or not even like, because people can be brought up into a victim mentality, right? Like when you're brought up into it, you're also susceptible to it. And I feel like, all right, so I was basically watching In Time, right, featuring Justin Timberlake, and in the movie, Justin Timberlake was basically like a poor dude, right? He was like, oh, you know, like I don't have any money, I don't have no time. Like everything's so expensive, right? And it basically shows like the philosophy of, I wonder if they have that, right? Because I used to watch those a lot, like those Wisecrack videos. Wisecrack here, Jared here, and he would explain the philosophy of a lot of different movies, right? And I want to see like the philosophy of like In Time, because it's like that's literally the world we live in, right? It's like the poor, like I always hear people say like, oh, they're trying to like destroy the middle class. They're trying to destroy the middle class and like have it's only rich and it's only poor. And it's like, all right, that might happen, right? But as an ant, right? If you're an ant, are you gonna really fight a human being? Like, do you really think an ant, like, yeah, there's David and Goliath, but you really think that an ant is gonna take down a human being? Like, in honesty, right? This is the world we live in. You just gotta adapt. Like, we live in a world of adaptation, right? People that are like have victim complexes, they don't want to adapt. They don't want to. They want to fold, right? They want to be like, no, it should be like this. It should be like that. It should be like, you know, it should be like how they idealize it to be instead of like what it really is. That's why I fuck with spirituality, because spirituality is like, it's not really an ideal. I feel like science is more of an ideal than spirituality, right? Because spirituality is like, okay, this is, you know, this is what it is. Like, this is the universe happening. It's like everything happens because that's what the universe wants, right? And it's like, all right, I guess I'll just pay to those rules. Everything else is resistance, right? If you don't go with the flow, then you're resisting it. And it's like, yeah, sometimes it's good to swim upstream because resistance makes you stronger. But at the same time, a lot of times, just going with the flow of life, like we come here with souls, right? Our souls come here. If you ever watch Soul by Disney, you'll see that like our soul wants to experience life, and a lot of us are just pussy to experience life, right? So we're resisting it. We're not going with the flow. And being a pussy doesn't make you stronger. It actually makes you worse, right? So sometimes resistance is good, but sometimes resistance is not good. You know what I mean? When it comes to yeah, so basically in time, he you know, Justin Timberlake, like, spoiler alert, Justin Timberlake tries to like steal all the money, right? He's like, oh, like it's like, oh, he breaks into the banks and he's just like, oh yeah, fuck the banks, they're just like fucking assholes and shit, they steal all the money in there, and then, you know, all that stuff. To me, the way I see it is like, damn, bro, like, what the hell the bank got to do with you? You feel me? Like, I understand it's unfair, but my nigga, life, because the thing is, like, I was also watching a TikTok this morning, right? And in the TikTok, he was basically saying how, like, oh, you know, like, it was this dude talking about how school is an institution. It's an institution that brainwashes us to be workers, not thinkers, right? But the thing is like, I feel like that shit sets you up, because it's like, life is the perfect game, right? It's like, here, like, for me, life was like, oh, be brainwashed for 25 years, and once I'm like 25, it's like I woke up, right? Now I woke up, I'm just like, oh shit, life isn't what I thought. Life it's more crazier. Like, life used to be a lot, like, it's more simpler, right? But the thing is, I wasn't as strong, right? Like, now life is crazier, but I'm stronger, so I can handle it a little better, right? And it's like, my life is literally like in time, right? Because they're like, oh, once you turn 25, that's when the clock starts ticking. And it's crazy because I'm 26, and you know, I gotta pay rent, I gotta pay all these bills and shit, and I got a bunch of shit I gotta do. And it's like, I have enough, like, do I have enough money to pay for it? It's like the money stays the same, but everything keeps going higher. Like, I went to McDonald's before I stopped smoking weed, like a couple months ago, right? The last time I went to McDonald's was like a couple months ago. Not really. I bought some like breakfast there, but I remember when I was noticing that like all the prices was going up, right? Like once I stopped, like, it's funny because like the day I took acid, that's when everything in life changed, right? Like, last saw my friends, I not in a bad way, you feel me? Like, I just leveled up, you feel me? So it's like, when you level up, you can't be hanging out on the same people anymore. But I lost a lot of my friends, so I'm hanging out with the same people. I started living my life. Like, I started just like working. I became an adult. Like, I literally took acid and just became an adult, right? And it's funny because to me, like, I had this spiritual awakening, right? But to me, the spiritual awakening was just being more mature, right? Just being a more mature person and being like, okay, you know what? Damn, nigga. Stupid eye. It's just being more mature. Right? And just understanding, okay, this is just the way of life goes, right? Life wants to be a certain way. That's how it is. But I was saying in the last video, I feel like people that are rich, they kind of are rich because they understand energy, right? I remember one time I was watching Adam 22, his vlog on acid, right? When Adam was on acid, he was climbing the mountain, he saw this rich dude, so I was like, damn, I wonder how much acid that person took to be able to afford a house like that. And it made me realize, like, damn, you know, acid does make you really smart. You know, like, it makes you like smart as fuck. But the thing is you know, like, I'm not gonna take that much acid just to be smart. You know, I'm smart now. So it's like, it just opened my eyes, you feel me? it just made me realize, like, okay, it's impossible to attain that. You just gotta be smart. Like, if what you're doing isn't working, just switch it up. Do something different. You know what I mean? Like, there's things I've given up on. There's things that I found out this wasn't for me. But then there's also things that it's like, you know, like if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? I was taught these things at like young ages, and it's like they stuck with me. It's like now they're finally like paying off. Like, okay, I understand now. That's why I was taught that, right? It's like our lives are our choices. I feel like sometimes our lives are like not really governed by us either. Like a lot of things I do is just because it's just to make my mom angry or my dad angry, right? It's weird. Like subconsciously, like I don't really like pay attention. Like I don't even feel it, but I feel like, oh damn, that's crazy. I've been rambling, bro. I'm so like appreciative of the people that watch my videos. Like you guys deserve a like on your own, right? Like the video, but you guys deserve a like. I fuck with you guys because you listen to me just like rambling. Cause I don't know, I'm like in a low energy right now. I feel like I used up all my energy in making all those other videos, or maybe I'm just chilling. But yeah, so rich people, they just understand energy better than, you know, poor people. And I feel like if you're gonna be on a side, you might as well be on the winning side, right? So that's why I'm like dedicating my life to being rich, because it's like why not be rich, right? Like why be poor? Why be poor and complain when I could be rich and be on the winning team? You know? So always choose a winning team from my perspective, right? So like the video, comment below what you think, subscribe if you know, and if you have any questions, just DM me on Instagram at Torius at 650 views, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.